So, with the recent Sonic Central, we finally got news on the future of the franchise. Sonic Colors Ultimate looking great with new cosmetic options, Sonic Origins finally bringing back Sonic 3 and Knuckles to consoles, and of course the reveal of the new game. We now know that the game will have trees! No, but seriously, the teaser did not give us much, which I expected. That's just how Sonic games are nowadays with their teasers. But since most fans, me included, are desperate for information, might as well get as much as possible from this nothing of a trailer. The teaser we got shows Sonic running through a big forest while some sort of a weird purple thing is coming out of him. After a bit he starts getting faster, ending the trailer with him creating a circle that turns into a logo? Again, it didn't show that much. The one thing we know for sure though, is that Sonic will be playable. Who would have guessed? And that might seem like absolutely nothing because, well, it is, but at the same time Sonic games can be so different from one another. Sonic is played differently in so many games. That right there is already a big thing to discuss. Sonic's moveset is still up for debate. We still don't know if it will be a boost or adventure game, or even something entirely different. With that in mind, I will try to determine Sonic's moveset in the new game based off a 30-second trailer. I said I was desperate. Also, since I'm basically obligated to mention it, I will use the Sonic Rangers rumor very briefly as a reference point. This video will age terribly anyway, so I'll try to avoid making it age even worse. The rumor in question mentions ideas like an open world and boost gameplay in special stages. But it could be entirely fake as far as we know, so for now I won't use it much. Anyways, finally starting off, Sonic's only confirmed ability in the new game is running. Okay, that's a good start. What else do we have? Yeah, this teaser won't help us much, but since this is a long-running franchise, I can use every 3D title in the series to find out which abilities are most likely to make a return. Starting off with the one move that will make a comeback no matter what is the homing attack, a move that has been with Sonic since his first 3D adventure. It's been used in every single mainline 3D game in the franchise, and even made its way to some of the 2D titles. 3D gameplay just simply doesn't work without it, allowing Sonic to attack enemies while running at high speed. And with that, we have the only move that basically has to be in the game no matter what. But we still have other abilities that are extremely likely to make a return. Something that the 3D titles usually tend to have is some sort of a ground pound move. The bounce being introduced first in Sonic Adventure 2, and the stomp, which is featured in every boost game starting with Unleashed. The only games after SC2 that don't have either of those moves are Heroes and Shadows, so I feel like it's almost a guarantee we're going to see one of them return. It's mostly dependent on what kind of game we're getting. If it's fast-paced like the boost titles, then the stomp makes sense, since it allows a faster option to get to the ground. If it's more focused on platforming like the adventure games and Lost World, then the bounce is the likely option. It's very 50-50, but one of them is sure to be in the game. Same can be said for the somersault and slide, though I do think that the slide has a bigger chance to make a return besides appearing in more games, since it's just less clunky and faster. It's more of an evolution of the somersault than a replacement. Rail grinding has also been extremely consistent in terms of appearance since SA2, whether it be in 3D or 2D. It will be hard to imagine a new entry without it, so yeah, it's most definitely coming back. And moving on to the final move from the adventure era that's likely to return, the Lightspeed Dash. First appearing in Adventure 1, it's been made easier and more responsive to use with every entry. But one thing that could be an obstacle in its way to the new game are the Wisps. Both the Lightning and Hover Wisp respectively were used as a replacement for it, so it's all dependent if Sonic Team decides to use the Wisps again. As someone who absolutely adores colors, I would really prefer them to take a break from the Wisps. Giving the move to Sonic himself just opens so many level design possibilities, and I feel like Sega thinks so too after the criticism for Forces, or maybe it's just wishful thinking. The Lightspeed Dash will appear in the next game for sure in my opinion, it just has the biggest obstacle to overcome to be in Sonic's core moveset. We are done with the extremely likely moves to be in the next game, though the moveset still seems a bit small for a 3D Sonic title, and that's because there's still more moves left to discuss. Abilities are featured in many games but are also absent from just as many. The Drift, Wall Jump, and the Hop are moves that are exclusive to the boost games. Unleashed, Color, Generations, and okay. Yeah, Forces decided to just randomly ditch all three moves even though they bring more options to the level design. The removal of the Drift makes even less sense because it's not like they tried to give us better turning. You gotta slow down and stop boosting if you even want to make the smallest turn. And to be fair, the Avatar had the wall jump in like one level and could drift automatically sometimes if that says anything. These moves are just up in the air if they even have the chance of coming back, regardless if it's a boost or adventure game. The Quickstep on the other hand, they decided to keep in Forces, so it definitely has a bigger chance of coming back if we're getting boost gameplay. Removing the Drift, yeah sure, who needs it? Removing the Quickstep, now that's just too far! I love Sonic Dash too much, I can't live without it! Finally we arrive at the biggest question, boost or spin dash? And honestly that's an extremely tough question. You would think with the lack of adventure gameplay since 06, boost will be more likely to return. But then they just randomly decided to bring back the spin dash for Lost World, and oh, why is this franchise so inconsistent? For all we know, they could create something entirely different just because Forces failed. Why did they feel the need to do that? Well, when one game doesn't do well, they feel the need to completely renovate the franchise. Like the gameplay itself was the problem, not the team behind the game. This franchise is just so frustrating. Anyways, yeah, it's like 50-50 between spin dash or boost, but not really because it could be neither. It's almost impossible to know for sure, but I place my bets on the boost formula because I feel like Sonic Team feels more comfortable with the boost formula in comparison, and also I just really like Generations. Oh, and if we by chance get the spin dash back, they're probably gonna end the drop dash. Wouldn't be surprising at all considering the edit to every port they put out. Not that there's anything wrong with it, I love the drop dash. Obviously, there's a lot of moves I didn't mention, like the Rocket Excel from Heroes and the Kick from Lost World. And that's because, yeah, these moves are never coming back. Not a lot of people are really asking for them to return. After finally talking about every major move in Sonic's 3D career, we are finally done with Sonic's movesets. Or are we? It wouldn't be a new game without some sort of a new gimmick or move. And that's why I'm going to have to touch the Sonic Rangers rumor. Yeah, I couldn't go through the entire thing without barely mentioning it. The idea of an open world Sonic game with combat and a skill tree. Now that's something I could get some ideas from. The only new move mentioned in the rumor is the Spin Cycle. A move where you need to create a circle that surrounds enemies and then it attacks everything that happens to be in that circle. And if you look at the teaser, yep, that sure is a circle. Not that it confirms anything, could be a coincidence, but yeah, that does help the credibility of this rumor. But I feel like there's one part that seems a bit off about this move. Creating a circle like that just sounds kind of awkward, and that's why I think a new skill to Sonic's moveset would be a lock-on. Basically working the same way as the one from Zelda, it will help attacking enemies in a far more efficient way. And since this game is supposedly taking inspiration from Breath of the Wild, yeah, I could definitely see this happening. In terms of other moves that could be obtained from said skill tree, yeah, there's no way to really predict new abilities, but this could be a good opportunity to bring back some of Sonic's old abilities. A new version of Sonic Wind or Blue Tornado will be pretty cool to see, and I also think that bringing back the light speed attack will be cool and beneficial to combat. Charging a spin dash to get a move that attacks multiple enemies sounds pretty useful. One other thing I could see being in the game is some sort of an electric attack based on the movie. I just can't imagine the new game not getting influenced by the movie even a little. And with that, we are finally done. This is all I could get out of 30 seconds of CGI footage, and to be honest, I don't know what to feel right now. We're getting a new Sonic game that's supposed to get me excited, but can I really trust the same team who gave us Forces? Can I really believe they're capable of turning things around like they did after 06? They didn't show us anything that gives me any hope of that. Then again, they didn't give us anything at all besides Sonic running in a forest. But if the rumors of an open world game with EXP and combat are somehow real, man, I just don't know if that could even work. Can Sonic Team make an open world game after failing to make a linear one? Well, for now, all I'll say is that outside of that, Sonic Central was extremely fun. Colors Ultimate and Rise of the West were enough to get me really excited. Most of the stream was actually pretty positive. Even though I was pretty negative in some areas in this video, I'm still going to try to hope that Sonic's future is bright, and that the first Central stream was just the start to many good things to come.